Welcome guys to another Rayners Racing League F2 here on a Sunday night. Today we are covering rounds 11 and 12 at Austria. Now, Austria has got a steep history in F1 and F2, which was GP2 for a lot of the time. And as we can see straight away, before I could get to introduce the circuit, we've got Jason Woodhouse on a 114.9 and Correct Savant on a 116.2, so quite competitive times there. And just at the moment, currently just updating the Discord with the stream details. So hopefully we get quite a few of you on board with us today, giving a few comments, letting us know what you think. And we've got Benjamin Cardiff on a 114.7. Fantastic time there by Ben Cardiff. Carlin taking 1-2 provisionally. Open up. We've got evening from Drew. Thank you, Drew, for joining us. Evening. I know you're going to be racing today. So let's have a look. We've got RG, who's on an outlap at the moment. Let's jump on board of RG. As he goes around the final curve, ready to set up for his fast lap. And what we'll do is we'll jump on board with him as he's doing so. So here we go. Austria, 4.3 kilometers, 2.6 miles, 10 turns. As turn 1 here is the Nicky Lauda corner. We've got DRS zones on straights 1, 2 and 3. A lot of chances for overtaking. So 10 corners, 7 to the right, 3 to the left. And at turn 2 there's a little kink there before the end of the DRS zone. And now turn 3 here, Remus. As you got onto the top straight here has got a bit of a kink in it, but not too much to deem it a corner. And now round turn 4, which is Schlossgold. Now Schlossgold is the corner has been adapted so many times over the years. And now round turn 5, which doesn't have a name, it's one of the only corners that doesn't. Turn 2 is not really registered as a corner on the circuit diagram, so didn't get a corner. And round turn 6, and now onto 7 here, which is Wave Curve. And Wave Curve is, and then on to turn 8, where it's basically like a slip and chicane. Wave Curve is the one that's been named the most, and then we've got Rindt here. This is named after Jochen Rindt, posthumous champion. Round turn 10, which has been named the Red Bull Mobile, but used to be called the A1 corner. As we now head over to the line, and RG puts a 114.9, a fantastic time for RG. Let's go on, jump over with Cairo. Cairo now will be setting a fast lap out now. So we've got quite a few people out already. It is 30 minutes of qualifying, which is plenty of time for drivers to get out there, warm their tyres up, because they don't have tyre blankets. So they need to do all their warming up on track. So Cairo's got a RG in front of him now, so he could use a bit of tow from my RG to get a bit more speed. We do have a few drivers out on circuit now. We've got like just RG and Cairo at the moment. So Cairo now putting in a fast lap. As we go across the line, let's see what how Cairo does. Cairo with 114.9, another competitive time. We're looking at these times and they are quite close together, which is fantastic to see. As we are looking to see where our next driver is. I think everybody else is in the pits. We've got one coming out. I think it might be Green Ace. Is that Green Ace or is it Evil Hunter? It is. It's Green Ace who's out on an out lap. So we'll jump on board Green Ace while the other drivers do look like they are going to be winding it in a little bit. So we've got Ben Cardiff in the lead with a 114.7, RG with a 114.9, Jason Woodhouse 114.9, Cairo 114.9, and Correct Savant on 115.4. So still quite competitive, all within a second of each other so far. And I'm sure Correct Savant can still get a bit more time out of that. As we've seen Green Ace now taking this opportunity to warm up those tyres. So like, if you ever watch any of the other streams of the races that Rayners Racing League has covered, you see that one previous race on Wednesday was here on the other F2. I gave over a fact, which was back in 1976, there was the best overtake ever seen in the eyes of Niki Lauda. Now, Niki Lauda, being one of the top drivers of that time, was in the Ferrari, and he was overtaken by I believe it was McLaren of James Hunt. And now James Hunt did put an outstanding overtake at what is now known as turns 4 and 5. Back then it used to be a lot longer, and it wasn't camera covered, so that at that point you couldn't actually prove it, you couldn't actually see what it was, but it had to be an amazing for James Hunt to get past Niki Lauda, because he was a phenomenal driver, or both drivers were phenomenal. And Cairo puts a new faster time of a 1:14.2, really jumps up there. Now it can't take 2 laps for drivers to warm up these tyres, so Green Ace may opt for a fast lap now, or may decide to wait until next lap to get his best time. So like a little bit of previously known about this circuit. This circuit has had so many alterations. It's had 16 different GP names, so steeped in heavily in history. As we've got a few more comments. Let's have a look and see what we've got. We've got Don Van Barge saying hello, guys. We've got Andrew saying hello, evening. Hi, Shell. Shell was cheering on for Apex. And we've got Magnus going, go Magnus. Self-promoting there, Magnus. It's got a bit of a Michael Schumacher swagger to it, hasn't it? And it seems like these times are staying like quite competitive. As I am jumping onto Discord at the moment because I've just got a message. And I'm live on Facebook, so hello everybody on Facebook. Thank you, Rainer, for letting me know that, because I would not have had a clue. If you're on Facebook, give us a like, give us a share, give us a comment. I'm sure Rainer will pass them on to us. Yeah, or just jump onto our YouTube, also subscribe on that channel and give us a like, a comment, let us know that you're watching. As Drew comes now over the line, let's see what he does. And it's a 1:14.2. He is 5/500ths behind Cairo, so this is going to be a competitive race. You can tell by the times when they're that close, they are going to be competitive. We are still waiting for the majority of our drivers to come out of the pits. We've got Call Duty, Apex, Rainer, Carter, Reagan, LH44, Liam, DB, and Evil Hunter still to come out. So we've got Cairo, even if I'm going to make most of tonight, as I'm doing this race in the Prima for the last time, as I'm changing to a new team. Oh, Cairo changing teams, leaving the Prima and going over to another team. Quite interesting to see how that works out for you, to be honest, Cairo, but it looks like you're doing quite well. And Drew has actually improved on his time. He's taken nearly 2 temps off, so he could be taking pole away. As we got Green Ace with a 1:14.7, puts himself in a nice contending position. Got Correct Savant, who's also out on a fast lap. We'll jump on him in a moment because Drew is now coming over the line. And he has improved it by 1/10. He has taken provisional pole. And Correct Savant didn't manage to improve on his last time, but I'm sure he's got to go a bit quicker now. Have we got Green Ace coming around? Taking a lot of curb. Absolutely fantastic effort. And he puts himself in provisional 4th with a 1:14.5. An outstanding improvement. Puts himself up there with the top 4. So it'll be quite interesting to see how these other drivers who have not put in time in yet fits into this. So we've got Don Van Bergs asking what race settings do you guys race with. Well, every driver will have the opportunity to change it, but it is if you don't go with the pre-setups, it would definitely be a setup 4 with the Mazda straights you got to use. there is only really 3 heavy braking zones, so you want to go for a bit less downforce. So I do love the fact that we have got a lot of people commenting, so keep the comments coming, guys. We'll give you a mention in the stream as we go along. So we are looking now, we've still got the same few drivers still who've been out. Gives them a lot of opportunity to put in a good time, but get some practice on the circuit. We do have Magnus, who will be joining us later. He did get a qualifying ban for not recording this footage, which is a league requirement to resolve any issues that we do have with incidents, which is a staple point of the race. Really, I do think it's quite important that drivers do have proof of their cleanliness, I would say. So let's see how Correct Savant's doing. So Correct Savant now, he will be putting in a faster lap, I do believe. He can get himself up there in the mix with the top drivers. So a little bit of a coasting there into the corner. Let's see how he does. Let's see if it works for him. 114.7. He does actually get himself in provisional 6, which does mean he is going to be start battling in there with the mid-pack drivers right now. Quite competitive times all around. So we do have still got 9 drivers to come out and do a lap. We've got halfway through our qualification time. So yeah, a little bit more about the circuit. The circuit has had various variations. I think it is on its 9th variation. Obviously some variations do not count when they are just minor, like the corners of 4 and 5 did get made a little bit wider with a Herman Tilke, just giving a little bit more speed coming through turn 5. It was a little bit sharper when they made the first alteration. Also, there was back in the 60s, there was the use of, I do have to make sure I get this word right, is a Zielberg, or Zielberg, as however you pronounce it. Airstrip, it was basically a simple L-shaped circuit. So we do have LH, who has come out on another. Now, LH, he did have a birthday yesterday. Drivers were trying to make sure he took on a bit more alcohol than he would have first done, and wanted him to have a hangover for the race. But he's with us today. He is going to be doing going to compete, and I'm sure he will be competing at the top there. As we got Drew with a 114.1, Kyrie on a 114.2, Jason Woodhouse on a 114.3. We've got Green Ace on a 114.5, Ben Cardiff on a 114.7, Craig Savant on a 114.7, and RG on a 114.9. So it's still very competitive times, and I'm sure LH will be up there mixing it up as well. Cuts that corner quite a bit. With turn 1, it is advised not to hit that curve. It's a bit too high, especially for the F1 and F2 cars. It can take a big chunk of time out of you, but if it's LH's line that he's taking, it's his line, and drivers need to build their own flow. Every racing line is different, and it will all depend on how the driver likes to perform in those certain corners. So Austria is one of our smaller circuits on the calendar. It does only hold 40,000 fans, which does sound a lot, but if you compare it to China, China holds 5 times as much as that. So this the former names is the Ostrink ring and the A1 ring. Everybody will remember the A1 ring when if they ever played on other racing games. So here we go with LH with a 113.6. Completely demolished us at the times. Half a second faster than Drew at the moment. We are waiting for drivers. We've got Liam who is on an outlap, but LH, fantastic first lap. Maybe turning 21 is beneficial, but his teammate Liam is now on an outlap. We'll just jump on board with Liam. Actually, we'll go back onto LH because LH could be. He has put in a little bit of time. And Carter's disqualified from the session for parking in a dangerous location. Okay, Carter, that was shocking. So Don Vanderberg asking what platform do we play, guys play? We play on the PS4, PS5s and the PlayStation servers. If you are interested, we'll just drop us a message if you are interested. If you are a PlayStation fan, and we'll our Rayner will get in touch with you and see what we can do about getting you into the league in one way or another. Drew with the time predicted the time of 113.4, so he wasn't far off. Drew, still we've got 10 minutes left, well just less than 10 minutes left for that, so LH could potentially be hitting that time. It'd be scary if he got it. It would be very scary if he got it. So absolutely fantastic effort from our drivers today, all within 1.5 seconds, which is fantastic to see. It does make it a very competitive race. So we've got James Ashcroft who, on the Facebook stream saying LH didn't drink enough last night, clearly. So Ben Thomas saying let's do this. So it's going to be a competitive race, and I do think like a lot of drivers will be battling out at the front there with the likes of Reagan, LH, Rayner, and Quadruti. As Liam has invalidated that lap. Let's see who else we've got. We've got Ben Cardiff who is out on a fast lap. Ben Cardiff is coming around. Final 2 bends. Let's see how he does. And he goes straight into the pits. So we do have, it's just Green Ace, Apex on a fast lap. Let's jump on board with Apex because Apex hasn't set a fast lap yet. So he's done it at 18-second first sector. Let's see how he performs further down. So we got Don is interested. What we'll do, Don, is we'll try and get you a. If you've got Discord, let us know, and we'll see if we can get the Discord link to you one way or another, my friend. So we've got Apex now coming around. The Worth curve being the called turn 7 and 8, the Worth curve because of the way it is, and like I said, it had previous names. Coming on the Jochen Rindt curve. Now let's see if he does put a competitive time in with the front runners. Round turn the A1 corner, as I know it as, but now known as Red Bull Mobile. And let's see what time he puts in. Oh, he's invalidated that lap, so he must have done it in the last few corners. Oh no, that's not very good, but come on Apex. Put another good stint in. So we've got Quadruti who is also on a fast lap now. As Liam doing it, Liam hasn't validated that lap, so back into the pits, put some fresh boots on and get himself back out for another attempt. We've got Evil Hunter on an out lap. Let's see who we've got else. We've got Green Ace. We've got Rayner on an out lap and Reagan on a fast lap. So let's see, can Green Ace improve? No, not improvements yet. Let's have a look. Let's jump on with Quad-Duty. Because Apex has invalidated his lap, so he will not be able to put the fast time in this lap. So Quad-Duty is the next one to go across this line. So Quad-Duty now takes a little bit slower approach to turn 7. Gives him a better line through turn 8, but it does go a little bit wide there, so the exit from turn 7 wasn't as great, and he's invalidated his lap. Oh, that's not great. Let's have a look. Let's see who's next. Rayner is next on our list to see where he finishes. Rayner in the Univitosi car, which I do believe are still leading our championship. I will go through the championships in a moment when I can jump on that. And Rayner is, I think he might have invalidated that lap on the last corners, but he'll be going around again, no problem. Let's have a look, see. Evil Hunter coming around the last few corners. Let's see how he does. Evil Hunter puts himself in provisional 6 with 114.53, just 1,000th behind Green Ace, behind his teammates. Absolutely fantastic effort from Evil Hunter. Green Ace. Liam has retired from the session. I think Liam's just not been able to put it all together. As we are looking to see who's the next one. RG with 114.9 is our slowest so far. Can he improve? We do think he will be able to. Quad-Duty, let's see how he is. Stays within the line this time. Puts himself in second with a 114.1. I'm sure he can get a bit quicker than that. Drew with a comment. He likes to stay at the start of the back, as Liam likes to say. Ah, fair enough. So Magnus has joined us now. He will sit out of qualifying with the qualifying ban. So we've got Reagan now, who is on fast lap. Let's see. Rayner put in a 114.0. Still 4/10 off from LH. LH on another level. Still hasn't come off for another run, but he's still got a couple of minutes left to go. These drivers have got a slim amount of chance to actually jump back in the pits and put a fresh set of boots on if they need to. So DB now. Let's see how he does. 114.8 puts himself in 12th so far. He's still got an opportunity to go a bit faster if he wishes to go out for another lap. So what we'll do, Don, I'll let Rayner know that you are interested, and he may send you a message with the Discord information on at some point. It is his league, so he runs the invites on that. So we got a lot of drivers out now. Let's have a look from top to bottom. Let's see where they are. So LH on 113.6, Rayner on a 114.0. He is close to his previous time. Quad-Duty on a 114.1, Drew on a 114.1, Cairo on a 114.2, Regan on a 114.2, Jason Woodhouse on a 114.3, Green Ace on 114.5, Evil Hunt on a 114.5, Apex on a 114.7, Ben Cardiff on a 114.7, Correct Savant on a 114.7, DB 114.8, RG on 114.9. Liam has not been in this spot time. Magnus is being basically he's been banned from qualifying, and Carter has disqualified. So Quad-Duty has jumped in the pit. I don't think he's going to get enough time to put a fresh set of boots on and come back out. Let's see how Rayner does, because Rayner is coming around the final bend. He's 113.7, still second, and LH has come out on an out lap, so this will be a cover lap. That was a fantastic effort by Rayner. We've got Don as he'll follow the stream. It is nice. Thank you very much, Don. We do appreciate that. We do very appreciate followers. We do appreciate comments, likes, the whole lot. It's fantastic to see when people do join us. As we go through to see where Drew is coming around the final 2 bends. Let's see if he can improve on that time. Quadruti has retired from the session. I think he realises he can't get out again. And a little bit, it's quite a bit slow with that for Drew. So Drew still got another lap there to put another good time in. So we've got Reagan still in the pits. We've got Evil Hunter still out. Magnus has retired from the session. Yeah, Magnus would have retired because he won't be able to qualify at all. Let's have a look to see where everybody else is. So Jason Woodhouse is in the pit. Green Ace in the pit. Apex with a 114.7. I'm sure he's going to do a lot faster this lap round. He is in the second Univitosi car, so he has 2 tenths off his previous time. Let's see if he can get that back through the next few corners. RG now come through Roach. Now this is the end of qualifying, so if you cross the line you will be finished. And RG is retired from the session. He's just retired from the session on track. Ben Cardiff will be our last driver to put in a qualifying time. DB has invalidated that time. Let's Apex is the next driver to cross the line. Let's see how he does, because everybody is now deciding to retire from the qualifying, and he's straight into the pits. We've had no improvement through our other drivers, because I think LH has actually decided to back off a little bit on that last corner. And there we have it. We do have that. I would say that is the end of qualifying. We have LH on pole, Rayner very close to second, Quadruti in third, Drew in fourth, Cara in fifth, Reagan in sixth, Evil Hunter in seventh, Jason Woodhouse in eighth, Green Ace in ninth, Apex in 10th. We have RG in 11th, Ben Cardiff in 12th. So we are now gearing up for the feature race. Now we've got Ben Cardiff in 12th, Craig Savant in 13th. We have DB in 14th, Liam is in 15th, Magnus with the qualifying ban is in 16th, and Carter with disqualification is in 17th. Let's have a quick look as we exceeding track limits has been the problem. Speed in the pit lane, parked in a dangerous location for Carter. So that is where our problems have been in this. Typical thing. Track limits is always a common issue for our drivers, as we are now gearing up for the feature race. Now the feature race is a shortened down version of a standard GP. Obviously we do 50%, so that then is a shorter again, as we are waiting for our drivers to select their tyre strategy. The tyre strategy for Austria is a simple one. It is usually try and push it for a one stop, because in theory it is a quarter of the length of a race you are driving in the pit, so it takes up a lot of time compared to what your lap times would be. So you're looking at adding on roughly about 23-27 seconds per pit stop to your race time. So just got a few drivers left to work out what they plan to do. One stop is what I would suggest, starting with the super softs to get yourself in position, and then finishing off on the softs, pushing those super softs for as long as you can, giving your pushing your super softs as long as you can, giving your softs the best chance, or even the mediums, depending on what tyre strategy they decide to go on. And we've got a formation lap as I'll bring up detail. Let's see, have a look and see what tyres everybody's gone on. So a mixture of softs and super softs LH, with the softs Rayner, Quad Duty, Drew on a super soft, Kyra on a soft, Reagan soft, Evil Hunter soft, Jason Woodhouse super soft, Green Ace soft, Apex soft, RG super soft, Ben Carter soft, super soft, Correct Savant soft, DB soft, Liam soft, Carter super soft, and Magnus with the super softs. So that is what we're looking at. So 20 laps. You want to push those soft tyres roughly to lap 14. The super softs to lap 8, giving your second tyre a good chance of finishing. So let's drop this off as we are looking to see who is our top drivers of this race. Top 8 will do flip round and go reverse start in the sprint race. As we're going to just quickly jump on to the Facebook chat and see if there's any more comments on the Facebook chat. None so far. So we are looking. We're looking for everybody to get back into the grids, get ready for the start of the feature race. And the feature race is just like any GP, where there is a mandatory pit stop and you do need to change tyres. With F2, you cannot pit in the first 6 laps on a full length race, so and 50% is within the first 3 laps. The first 3 laps, if you pit, you will have to pit again. So we are looking, so we are waiting for these lights to go on. Great view from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. They're out, and away we go. Let's have a look, because LA's just getting a good launch on. We've got Rayner and Quad Duty, and I believe that was Kyra there. Is it Kyra? No, it wasn't, sorry. Reagan and maybe all battling out there. So it does look like Rayner's got the lead, but these are on the super soft and LH is on the soft tyre. Absolutely fantastic start by Rayner to get that lead. So we'll bring up the information back now so we can see Rayner in first, Drew in second, LH in third, Kyra in fourth, Quad Duty in fifth. Quad Duty is dropping down because Reagan's looking to make a move. Wheel to wheel action from all our drivers, and they're all still quite close. Quad Duty's starting to make his way back up, but Kyra makes the dive into the inside of turn 6. Now around turn 7. Turn 7 is the chicane of the race, with Magnus already with a 3-second time penalty. Magnus, what's going on, my friend? So we can see that times are very, very close as Quad Duty is still slipping further and further back. So Quad Duty has had a very bad start for this race. And here we go with the usual Codemasters gumph in the server, just changing everything around on me. As we are looking at Rayner now, he has got a bit of a gap now to Drew. LH will be aiming to get back up there. Cairo is the closest to our drivers to actually make a move, and so is RG, but RG keeps slipping. It's absolutely fantastic. We've got penalties starting to hit everybody now when they're just exploiting those corners a little bit too much. As we are ending now lap 3, Reagan now with a penalty, so we have got a few drivers with penalties already. As Rayner puts a 1:15.9, holding on to fastest lap so far. Fantastic effort by Rayner now, who is got a 1.6 second gap over Drew. Drew is out of the DRS reach of LH at the moment, so LH will have to defend hard because Reagan is all over the back of him. Reagan with the DRS puts it in round the outside of turn 3, wheel to wheel. Fantastic driving from both these drivers, and Reagan does manage to kill it. He gets DRS. As you can see, he is making the move past LH. Quite nicely done there by Reagan. Reagan with the DRS advantage. LH now will have to repay the favour next lap round, but then we've got Cairo, who is all over the back of them as well. But LH is not giving up on Reagan even before the DRS. He's not waiting for the DRS. He's just going to keep pushing. The birthday boy absolutely smashing it right now to try and get back. We've got a comment it's like a nice clean start. It was a very clean start, fantastic to see. We'd like to see when everybody works that hard. These drivers have been racing with each other for a while, so they do understand each other's limitations, each other's driving habits, so when they do go wheel to wheel, they can understand exactly what they're going to be doing. And Apex now with a penalty, unfortunately for Apex, does mean that at the end of this race there is going to be a few changes. Now Carter does look like he could be making a move on DB, because DB keeps dropping within that overtake reach. As we've got a bit of muddling up right now, and I just can't work out exactly what's going on. But we're back. The figure's back into normal because we've got Eva Hunter now, who's looking to make a move on LH. But like LH is basically pocketed Eva Hunter right behind Reagan, so he could not make the overtake move unless he was going to hit into Reagan. Fantastic defensive manoeuvres by LH, because LH does not want to lose any more positions right now. He is on the softer tyre compared to the other drivers, though. Evil Hunter is on the same tyre though, and so is Reagan, so they are those drivers will have to work together to start closing the gap to the faster tyres of Rayner, who has got a very great ability of making these tyres last. He'll put in a bit of a sting, open up a gap, and then just make sure he'll work on those tyres. As we flick down now to go Magnus starting at the very back is now up in 11th. Now this is a fantastic drive by Magnus, looking to make a move on RG. DRS is basically neutralised with both of them having it, and I've got to say Magnus had a cleaner line through there. You can see the speed as he catches up with RG. This is going to be maybe an outside move on turn 3, because RG has given us space there, given Magnus a better line through, but he's now both of them with DRS again. Yeah, nice move. Yeah, absolutely fantastic moves. Yes, Park Ferme is on. So I'm jumped on to Quadriti, because Quadriti is now starting to make his way back up through the grid after dropping down in the first few laps. He has got his eyes on Jason Woodhouse, and this will be through 2 DRS zones. I reckon at turn 3 he could be making a move. But Green Ace is right behind Quadriti, so this is going to be a three-way battle for P6, with Eva Hunter looking and hounding LH. DRS is open. He's looking for it. He's just a bit too far away right now, but he can make a good line through here. Yes, nice line from Eva Hunter. Does put himself in that great position where he's going to be sitting there behind LH all the way up to turn 3. And we've got a 3-second time penalty for speed in the pit lane. I don't know how many times I will say this, but speed, and Kyra has retired from the session for whatever reason that is. I'm not too sure, but speed in the pit lane, regardless whether you're going to be finishing or not, you can't be doing it, guys. Now Evo Hunter is in 0.26 or 3, but just say 0.3 seconds away from LH. So DRS, next DRS zone could be seeing an overtake move from Evo Hunter if he stays within that gap. But it looks like he keeps dropping back and forward. But this time he is right behind him. Magnus with another 3-second time penalty. Magnus, you carry on doing that, you will be dropping back out the points. So far we've got Rayner, LH, Quadriti are the only drivers in the top 10 not to get a penalty, and then everybody outside the top 10 Oh, Rayner. No. Rayner gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and Quad GT with a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. I think I cursed them. I do apologise, guys. I really do. I do love this view. This view is fantastic. You can see Evil Hunter now closing that gap on LH. Can he make the move on the inside of turn 3? No. LH will give him the room if he needed it, but no. Evil Hunter thought better off it and stayed behind as he got the DRS again. As we can see, wheel-to-wheel action again around the outside of turn 4 and 5 for Evil Hunter. Does he make the move stick? No, because LH somehow gets a faster line through that corner. A little bit of squeezing. Could have made contact there. Evil Hunter had to be a bit careful. I think LH had to pull out of that, and that would, well, that could be seen to the stewards as a dangerous manoeuvre. But LH will have DRS and will start battling back again on this lap here, and he gets a nice line, but had to stop it. And Magnus with another 3-second time penalty. Magnus, please, come on. As we've got more drivers, Jason Woodhouse, Jason Woodhouse Quad GT in the pits. RG now with a 3-second time penalty. So penalties are starting to add up now, guys. It's like you're pushing too hard and you're making mistakes. And LH with a 3-second time penalty, we've seen him gradually going over that line. He tried to use more width, but this would mean the top drivers will be down to penalties as well, really. So Green Ace now looking to make a move on Magnus. These drivers still haven't pitted. Let's jump on board. As we can see that Green Ace is just slightly off Magnus. These drivers have raced on other leagues together as well. These are two drivers very competitive with each other. Magnus holding a very defensive line. Green Ace will keep going, and we can see Quad GT then battling again. Overtakes Jason Woodhouse. Jump on back on there, because we got these two drivers are battling now around turns 4 and 5. Now Quad GT does have the better position now. They both got the same length old tyres, so the battle is still there. The Rayner is holding the tyre strategy lead, so a pit stop from Reagan and LH and Evil Hunter may see them drop behind. We've got Apex in 4th currently. He's got a bit of a gap in front and behind, but LH needs to be making these moves in very shortly, because Rayner with another fastest lap over 1:15.4. Fantastic by Rayner. Jason Woodhouse still all over the back of Quad GT. We'll jump on board to see how he does with the DRS zone, because as you can see, he's got a bit of a gap behind him. Quad GT all in front of him now. Let's see where Quad GT puts himself. He will put himself just closer to the corner if he can, but no, he doesn't. He stays on there because he knew that Jason Woodhouse could not put him on the inside, and Jason Woodhouse gets a really bad exit out of that corner. But I think he had to slam it a bit too hard there, because Quad GT did approach the corner a little bit slower than usual. But this battle will be going on for a long time. As you can see, that LH just seems to drop away from from Evil Hunter, but Green Ace is still battling with Magnus. Let's see how they do come around this corner. So Magnus does take a little bit more curve than other drivers do on that corner, so that's maybe where the penalties will come in for him. It's because of that corner. Now Green Ace did have a better line for there. As you can see, he is closing that in. Absolutely fantastic. Let's see, very close, these drivers. And there we go. Green Ace has put the move in, but nope, Magnus could not make that work. And I think Magnus has got DRS, so he might be able to put in another challenge in, or at least stay with him until the next DRS zone. As you can see, LH now closing in again to Evil Hunter. Now, Evil Hunter has not been able to shake LH off the back of him, and it's just basically, as he's battling, he's just giving Reagan a more and more time advantage. What I'm going to quickly do now is just have a little look, because what we're going to be looking at now is the difference between Reagan and Rayner. The Reagan's got 22.1 seconds over Rayner, which I do believe it's 25 seconds is the average for a pit stop. So we could be seeing Reagan dropping off from first for Rayner. As we are hitting, we've hit the halfway mark with our drivers, so we're on lap 11 of 20. And Reagan seems to be a bit comfortable now, these drivers. And Evil LH has made a pass of Evil Hunter. So let's have a look as we go into the DRS zone. Evil Hunter with the DRS. Will he make a move on LH? Of course he does. Absolutely fantastic. LH takes the inside line, knowing that it's going to push Evil Hunter around the long way round. And LH has always had a better line through the inside of turns 4 and 5 than anybody else on the outside. Fantastic positioning by LH. This battle is far from over between these two front running drivers. And Liam is giving up a move onto Magnus now. Liam did start at the back with Magnus, so he will be battling a way through as well. Scanning down, we've got Quadruti sitting in 11th. It's unlike Quadruti to be that far down for this long. He can't shake Jason Woodhouse, and he's not catching up with Drew. So it could be the fact he could be waiting for a further pit, making these tyres last a bit longer, maybe fuel management, as we have had in the past issues with the tyres. And just seeing a message here from Don Van Berg saying great camera work. Thank you very much, I do appreciate that. And correct Savant with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Again, penalties will come, like I said, penalties will come into it. Let's have a look at the penalties so far as we're looking. You can see that Magnus is dropped down behind Liam. I do apologise. And these two, he's battling. Liam is battling with Green Ace. And this is a three-way battle for 5th. Absolutely fantastic. As you can see, these drivers are going to be pushing each other to the limits. So how Magnus and Liam has got up right behind Green Ace. And Liam's dropped off a bit now, and Magnus will be making the opportunities knowing for Green Ace through the next corner, few quarters, because he picks up DRS going down the back, the home straight. So Magnus is looking for that line into the corner, and he goes wide. Does he make the move happen? He does, but does he keep it? Oh no, Magnus spun! Magnus hit the wall! Unbelievable. And Liam takes advantage of the mistake that both drivers made, but coming together a little bit there, and is now up into 5th. So we've got Reagan in 1st, LH in 2nd, Evil Hunter in 3rd, Apex up in 4th. We've got Liam in 5th, Green Ace is 6th, we've got Magnus in 7th, Rayner in 8th. Rayner is closing in on Magnus. This will certainly make a big difference. We are looking, I'm going to jump onto the time difference, because Rayner is closing in more and more to the front driver, so he's got 20 seconds to catch up with Reagan. So Reagan will be dropping out of the top position for Rayner, and maybe even correct Savant. And we'll get back out onto the interval and get off these penalties and have a look at the tyres, because we are looking at now lap 14 of 20. And Evil Hunter is in the pits, coming in a little bit earlier than what I would have expected him to do, and puts a set of super soft tyres. Magnus with a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Now Magnus is going to be kicking himself with this. As we are looking now, we've got a lot of time between the top three drivers. Liam there with 1 second, just under 1 second behind Apex, so he is going to be battling for 3rd. And Green Ace is all over the back of him. He's not going to be shaking Green Ace off very well. Rayner's got 7 seconds to catch up with Green Ace, but he doesn't really have to worry too much about a lot of these drivers in front of him, because with them still needing the pit, how many have got left to pit? So we've got Reagan, LH, Apex, Liam, Green Ace and Correct Savant all needing to pit. Jason Woodhouse with another 3-second time penalty. So as you can see that Reagan has come into the pits. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on with Rayner. Now Rayner, watch carefully that orange dot on the pit line. Because once that starts moving, you've got to be watching it, because Rayner will be taking that lead. But by how much is the question? Because we still have Reagan now coming out. He is behind Drew. He is just behind Drew. So with the super soft tyres, he will be making that move knowing to Drew, get himself back into provisionally second. Ben Carter with a 3-second time penalty. A lot of drivers with penalties right now. So we've still got Liam and LH still to pit. I do believe they will pit this lap, because this will be the opportune lap to pit, given those super soft tyres 6 laps to get in there, and it does look like LH is coming into the pit. Yeah, there he is. He's in the pit. Now is Liam going to be joining him? Nope. The teammates working well together, covering each other off. So Liam dumped a fantastic stint to start from right near the back to get himself up to first for this lap. Rayner now taking seconds, 5.4 seconds behind Liam. He will have first. Can he make these tyres last another 5 laps? Of course he can. But we have Reagan. Reagan now making a move on Drew. As you can see, he is wheel to wheel now. You can see Drew there. It's just flying right up into turn 3. Has to brake a little bit early, does Reagan. Reagan gives the space on the outside, but not needed by Drew, because Drew decides to try and do a switchback. Drew now having to see that Reagan has got DRS, so he will be still pushing hard. The tyres on those super soft tyres still won't be up to temperature yet. They do take near enough 2 laps to get to the perfect temperature, especially when you're not forcing heat into them. So they'll come into their stride in the next lap, and he is closing down on Rayner. What a shot this is! Drew with less than a second behind Reagan will need DRS to start closing that gap, and RG with a 3-second time penalty. And Liam is in the pits. So every one of our drivers has got penalties, but I don't think Liam has. I think Liam's the only driver who hasn't got a penalty. Reagan with a fast lap of a 1:15.0. Coduti with a penalty. So we've got Rayner in first, Reagan in second. Reagan is catching up fast to Rayner, and he's got 4 laps to do it in. It is possible that it could be seeing a battle between Reagan and Rayner at the end. Drew now holding off third. He's got Evil Hunter and LH catching up. Coduti in 6th. Jason Woodhouse in 7th and RG in 8th. And this is a 3-way battle here for 6th. Absolutely fantastic battling from our drivers today. So we've got Liam who's come out of the pits. He's come out in 10th, so he will get points if he stays in that position. And every one of our drivers have got penalties. Every one of them. Penalties. Let's say Rayner on 8, Reagan in 7. So basically Rayner needs to make 5 seconds of gap. So Reagan knows if he keeps it clean, he could be having pole. Drew with 3-second time penalty. Evil Hunter with 8 seconds. LH with 6. Coduti with 6, Jason Woodhouse with 11, RG with 17, Apex with 6, Liam with 5, Green Ace with 6, Carter with 6, Magnus with 23-second penalty, Ben Carter with 3, Correct Savant with 6, and DB with 9. So a lot of penalties for our drivers. And one great thing I must say about this right now is that we've not had severe collisions. We've not had any kind of safety car yet. I say yet because chances are something's going to happen. I've cursed it now. And Liam has made a move against Apex. It was kind of inevitable that it was going to happen because Liam is a very, very capable driver. And Liam will be now putting his eyes set on RG. Apex dropping into 10th, but he is still behind Liam. He's still be battling with Liam all the way through to the end of this race, I bet. But the drivers in front of Liam, it's RG, Jason Woodhouse and Quad Duty, and they're all battling. And Reagan puts a 1:14.4 fastest lap. Fantastic effort by Reagan. Quad Duty has to defend very carefully with Jason Woodhouse and RG, and 3-second time penalty from Magnus again. The wall banger just keeps tallying up these penalties. We got Carter now starting to catch up with Green Ace. Green Ace on the super soft tyres should be able to hold off quite well with Carter behind him. Carter has got the ability to put that car in places where a lot of people would not think. RG and Jason Woodhouse still trying to get past Quad GT. They're all on the same tyre. They're all pretty much the same tyre age. So it could be all the way to the end of DRS being the contributing factor. LH is not making any strides into Eva Hunter so far. Eva Hunter still massively away from Drew, and Reagan has caught up with Rayner. And Reagan, on the last lap, Reagan could make this happen, and Jason Woodhouse has picked up a 3-second time penalty. One little mistake, which was the speed one from Rayner, has cost him a lot. It could also cost him a podium. Magnus with another 3-second time penalty. I think Magnus has lost the will to keep the car on track. But this battle here will go on right to the end. We're going to have to jump onto with Quadriti right at the end after these two drivers have crossed the line. Because all Reagan needs to do is know that he can just stick this car anywhere he wants, really, because he just keeps it on track without causing any penalties, and he's got first. And there we go, around the final two corners for Rayner. Rayner now winning on track but losing out because of penalties. So Rayner, 5-second penalty unserved, drops him down into second with Drew. In third, Eva Hunter. In fourth, LH. In fifth, we've got Quad Duty. In sixth, Jason Woodhouse. In seventh, RG. In eighth, Liam. Comes across but gets seventh because of penalties. Apex is now in eighth. Green Ace is now in ninth. So the penalties have dropped these guys out of the points. Magnus across the line in 13th, but may drop down further because Craig Savant is within penalty range of Magnus. Craig Savant and Ben Ricardo both leapfrog Magnus. So Craig Savant finished in 14th. And that is the end of Liam for Driver of the Day. I agree. I do agree. Wholeheartedly agree with that. So run through again, top to bottom of our positions for the feature race, as we're going to be jumping on with the sprint race very much straight away. So we have got taken first in the feature race, capitalizes, takes a hold, 25 points, and possibly got the fastest lap as well. Rayner in second. And Drew in third. That was our podium sitters there. As we go down through the rest of the grid. Remember, the top 8 do get reversed ready for the sprint race. So Reagan, Rayner, Drew, top 3. Eva Hunter 4th. LH 5th. Quadruti 6th. Liam in 7th, Apex in 8th, Green Ace in 9th, and Jason Woodhouse in 10th, rounding off the points. Carter, Ray, RG, Ben Cardiff, Craig Savant, Magnus, DB, and Cairo. All apart from Cairo finished the race. Absolute fantastic effort there. Any severe penalties? Let's have a look. It's all corner cutting, exceeding track limits, corner cutting, speed in the pit lane, crossing the white pit lane. That there is my bugbear. I hate that penalty. I think that penalty, that warning should be a penalty, but that's the game graphics, not game stewards, not personal stewards. As we now move over to the sprint race, and as we do that, Drew wasn't expecting that, and nice race by Don. So Don, stay with us if you want, my friend. We are on to safety car is on. Yes, safety car is on, but because there was no major contact between our drivers, we didn't have the need of a safety car or a virtual safety car. Absolutely fantastic. I've got to say that's probably one of the cleanest races I've seen in a very, very long time. I think the cleanest race, last time I've seen a clean race like that was probably when I was just doing time trials on my own, to be honest. Absolutely fantastic effort by every single one of the drivers. Little bits of iffy moments, but absolutely fantastic as all the drivers are picking their tyres. I do believe they should have all picked the soft tyre. And yes, they have. They all picked the soft tyre, exactly what you were expecting them to do. Just have a look into my friends. Just bear with me one moment. No problems. That's all started. So here we have it. 14 laps. Sprint race, no pit stops, no pit strategy, so it's all on the track. Now this is the 14 laps of this race. We'll see a lot of drivers pushing themselves to make the overtake happen. The only way you can win this race is by overtaking, not through strategy like what happened with the last race. It was mostly down to pit strategy. Not a lot of overtakes were done, a lot of defending though. I must say LH, fantastic battling with Evil Hunter throughout the race. Drew, great race before. Well, unfortunate for Rayners, dropping out because of penalties. So we got Liam's just qualified from the warm session. I'm not too sure why, but the naughty boy has been sent back to the grid and doesn't get to warm his tyres any further. As the cars come around the final corner and jump into their grid positions ready for the sprint race. Now, as you can see, Reagan, who won the last race, is sitting in 8th, Rayners in 7th, Drew in 6th. And they were 1, 2, 3 for the last race. So this grid has been reversed from 1 to 8. Giving drivers like Apex, Liam and Quad Duty the chance to hold off the front from the onslaught of the faster drivers. Even though Quad Duty is what I would call a faster driver anyway. So all the cars are there. As you can see, they are final positions shifting. This is where everything lines up. And here we go. Love this view. It's a fantastic view of the start. I'm just going to drop this off. Give you the full view of the circuit because this is what you want. As we're waiting for the lights to tick over. I do apologise about the connection if that's the reason why we're not shifting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. They're out and away we go, as this is the start of the sprint race, round 12. Oh, fantastic move on the outside. I do like watching the start, and some drivers do go wide, but don't think there's any contact further down. Flicking through just to have a little look to see. Oh, car goes wide there. I think that might have been Liam. Bear with me one moment while I bring up. So Liam, 10-second time penalty for exchange track limits. So I think that was Liam who dropped off to the side. We'll find out from Liam what happened there. But we've got Quad Duty in first. Quad Duty made the fantastic move off the start. Absolutely immense effort from Quad Duty. Drew in second. So we've got the two drivers for the same team just taking up first, second. Be honest, I can't remember the team name. I will get that up in a moment. Apex in third, Carter in fourth, Jason Woodhouse in fifth, Craig Sarant in sixth, Magnus in seventh, Ben Cardiff in eighth. Got Eva Hunter, and we've got so Reagan. So I think there might be a right. There we go. I was a bit worried because I was thinking, why is Rayner not at the top, near the top? Liam has retired from the session. I think there might have been an issue there with Liam, and RG has retired as well, both into the pits. Thankfully, the both drivers got round to the pits and DNF'd there. As we are looking, right, we do know producing injuries. Right, so now that co-masters decide to fix themselves, let's have another look at this. So we've got Kojiti in first, Drew in second, Apex in third, Carter in fourth, Jason Woodhouse in fifth, Magnus is up in sixth, Correct Savant in 7th, Eva Hunter in 8th, Ben Cardiff in 9th, Green Ace 10th, Kyra in 11th, Rayners dropped down to 12th, DB in 13th, and LH just dropped further back again, further back to 14th, and Reagan in 15th. So these drivers must have had a bit of contact between them and shift themselves down, but we'll find out exactly what happened there because I missed that. So Drew making moves, and Drew gets the fastest lap so far, and DRS has been enabled. So John's like, yeah, he's going to watch the end. Is it? It's in reverse. Yes, it's the top 8 that gets reversed over. As we can see, there is still battling going all the way through it. I do like a good battle. Carter onto Apex. LH is a tactical racer. Yes, he is. He's a fantastic racer. He's absolutely amazing. He was your favourite. Okay, yeah, your favourite dropped out down, but I don't think he's out completely because these races are still quite close. As you can see, like Jason Woodhouse is trying to make a move on Carter, who is looking more to attack Apex than he is to defend. I'd agree. You'd have to. It's more about attack than defense. As look, you see, Carter makes that move happen. Wheels. Oh, contact. Both drivers go into each other, and Carter spins out. Apex doesn't pick up any damage. Has Carter got any damage? I don't think Carter's got damage. They both went wheel to wheel, and Carter drops down to 12th. Now Rayner is up into 11th, and Rayner is watching Kyra and Green Ace. So from a very clean race to a race with a few contacts already. It's polar opposites. You flip the front grid and that's it. Everything goes absolutely bonkers. So now Jason Woodhouse is looking to make a move and got Drew, who's also all over the back of Quad Duty. Now, if they play the team game, they'll just stick it this way round and just swap around back and forth. Very clean overtake there from Drew. Very, very nice through the inside. Well done to Quad Duty, giving them a respectable space. These two teammates will be working hard together to get that gap and then battle it out between them to the end. Apex 2.7 seconds off the pace from the two Dams drivers. Dams, I've remembered it now. Didn't even need to get it up. Jason Woodhouse in 4th, looking to make an overtake over Apex very soon. As we are looking, Magnus is looking to get a pass on Jason Woodhouse. And there are battles up and down the whole grid as Green Ace is side by side with Ben Cardiff going through turn 2. He makes the move happen. But did he do it too early where... No, Ben Cardiff will come back with the... Oh! Rayner puts himself on the inside and Ben Cardiff does turn into Rayner, capitalising on that open door. Absolutely fantastic move by Rayner. Ben Cardiff just did not see him moving there. Rayner now battling back up. Start battling out for the points in top 8. Top 8 get points in the feature, in the sprint race. Sorry. Correct Savant now making strides on Evil Hunter as we got LH now looking to make the move on Ben Cardiff. Ben Cardiff does go wide on that corner, just basically opens the door for LH to dive in. So he'll be on the inside of turn 9. Now this is going to be quite... Hold up. LH decides to back off a little bit. Catches the DRS. Green Ace with a 3-second time penalty. And watch it as that happens now. DRS is open. Ben Cardiff must have had a very good exit from that corner because he's managed to hold off LH. I don't want to let go come off the screen because this is a fantastic chance. And there we go. See, well, this is like deja vu with Green Ace and Ben Cardiff as Reagan also dives in there. Fantastic manoeuvre by Reagan. Reagan puts himself between LH and Ben Cardiff. Absolutely fantastic F-bended into that corner, so he got a nice line through. Absolutely fantastic battling through these drivers here. You could not ask for any better action than this. It's very clean racing, and Rayner is now making strides against Green Ace. Rayner backs off a little bit into turn 6 there, but he will use all he can to catch up. Take the DRS zone out just after turn 9, and then use that. A 3-second time penalty for LH. So Rayner holding off a little bit, waiting for the right opportunity, which is the next corner. This corner here, he will be closing in. Very nicely done. As we watch, DRS has popped open. He's catching up with Green Ace. He may not be able to do it on this move, but he will get him on the next one. He gets a nice line on Green Ace through that corner. DRS is back popped open again. And he's going to close in on... Ricardo has left the session. I think that might be a connection issue. And again, nice line through that corner from Rayner. Rayner now looking to make the move happen this straight against Green Ace. I know there's so many battles going on, but I can't leave it as Rayner makes the move. Very close to wheel-to-wheel action there from two drivers, and both drivers are still perfectly okay, no damage at all, I believe. And Magnus with a 3-second time penalty. So we're going to jump on board with Jason Woodhouse as he is looking to make a move on Evil Hunter. Waits it out, catches the DRS. This is a fantastic opportunity for Jason Woodhouse to score some serious points. Absolutely fantastic effort from all our drivers today. There has been a few miles contacts in the first few laps, but it's got a lot cleaner as the race has gone on. Green Ace now staying within range of Rayner. Rayner now in 8th, getting into the points. As we are halfway through this race, as DB picks up a penalty. So Rayners, I think Rayners got a little bit of fun with James Ashcroft right now. James is basically giving him tips. As you can see, that Code Duty is still within that 1 second gap of Drew. Drew seems to be making a bit of a gap. As Jason Woodhouse is losing a bit of time to Evil Hunter, considering that he was right behind him a moment ago. Magnus looking to make an opportunity arise because he needs to cover off all these penalties that he's catching up with. Rayner reeling in, correct Savant like a tractor beam. Correct Savant tries to break the toe. Rayner much faster with the DRS. As you can see, he is catching up very quickly. Holds off for the next. Correct Savant goes really wide in that corner. And that's Rayners all day, every day. And Green Ace looks like he's going to be making the move as well. Let's jump on with Green Ace. Green Ace makes that move happen. And LH coming into the battle, yes he is. LH, fantastic. That's 3 cars went past Correct Savant in a matter of quick succession. Green Ace now into the points, but he's got to think about LH, who's stonking right behind him. He is going to be sucking the fumes out of his exhaust. Evil Hunter now looking onto Apex. Now Evil Hunter will have to put in a hell of a stint here to keep Jason Woodhouse off his back and get past Apex. Now Jason Woodhouse will need to put in a bit of a good drive to clear his penalties from the drivers following behind. Another 3-second time penalty. Let's jump onto the penalties and have a look. Jason Woodhouse with 6 seconds, Magnus with 3 seconds, Green Ace 3, LH with 3, Reagan with 3. And we've got DB, Carter, Cairo, RG and Liam all out. That's quite unfortunate. All drivers have dropped off and they're luckily all in the pits. As Evil Hunter is looking to get past Apex. Univitosi driver did not have an answer to him. As now we've got Jason Woodhouse also looking to make an opportunity happen for himself. So jump onto the lead, the battle here. Let's have a look. So 6 seconds. We're looking at Jason Woodhouse dropping right out of the points. Magnus dropping out of the points after he picks up another 3-second time penalty. Could see Magnus sitting at the back because you've got Green Ace, LH, Reagan, all with 3 points, 3 seconds as well. So it's all a mixed bag. So we've got 4 laps to go. 4 laps of battling. Whereas Quaduti is starting to pull back Drew. Quaduti needs to be focusing on using the DRS to his best capability because Apex now looking to get that position back from Evil Hunter. As they both battle, I think Evil Hunter might have got the DRS there as he got a better exit from that corner, and yet Apex has to sit behind Evil Hunter as Evil Hunter does have the DRS. Fantastic view here as they enter turn 4 as you got Jason Woodhouse coming in very, very quick into that corner. Carries a bit of that speed as well, so he is staying with Apex. A fantastic effort by Jason Woodhouse to keep himself in the battle for a podium. As Drew starts to level out that gap with Quaduti, so I don't know if we're going to see this battle between the 2 front drivers. I do hope we do see it. Jason Woodhouse wants to make the move happen on track. That he's pushing that Carlin car so hard. So we've got a few drivers now. Like we've got Quaduti who is in with an overtaking gap now on Drew. Absolutely fantastic. And we've got to jump down to Rayner because Rayner is bringing in Magnus. Magnus with front wing damage. Magnus is a little bit twitchy there. That'll be down due to the fact he's got limited downforce. A little bit of touch from Rayner there, but not too much. And Magnus has lost the place to Rayner. Rayner now has to start focusing on the drivers ahead. He can see them. He needs to make it happen. He's got 2.5 laps to go. 2.5 laps is going to be fantastic for Rayner to make this happen. He's got it in him to do it. He doesn't have to worry too much about Jason Woodhouse, but he's in the way between him and the faster drivers. So Apex now looking to close down that gap onto Evil Hunter and get that podium position back. And yeah, it's done with another nice race. It is a fantastic race. I do love it, the action in this race. Quadruti has lost a little bit of time to Drew. It needs to happen very soon. Good products. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. It's the producer a fantastic race here. As Apex now is really, really close to the Evil Hunter, with Jason Woodhouse basically giving a bump draft there to help him along. And then Jason Woodhouse has lost a bit of time there to Apex, which means that Rayner could be seeing a opportunity to get past it and start attacking to try and aim to get into a podium position, which is possible. These drivers are a bit cleaner this time round, and Drew is now behind Quadruti. Quadruti's made the pass. He must have made it pass into turn 4. I completely missed that, and I do apologise to our viewers. And Magnus picks up another 3-second time penalty. Magnus, come on. When he said he needed practice, I didn't think it was this bad. So Quadruti now starting the final lap. He's got to make sure he defends really well from Drew, because Drew could steal it away from him. Now Rayner, he has lost a bit of time to Jason Woodhouse. Jason Woodhouse has got to 9 seconds, so he'll be dropping possibly right out of the points. As Reagan overtakes LH on the final lap, and LH is battling back. And Magnus' slow entry to that corner has forced LH off. LH goes wide. Luckily, he doesn't pick up a penalty on that one. But these drivers are so close to each other. So we look. It's like, let's jump on with Quadruti, because Quadruti is coming around the final few corners. I don't think Drew could actually make the move happen before the finish line. Well, stranger things have happened. And here we go. Around the final 2 corners, Quadruti taking first. And that's a win for Quadruti. Drew in second. Fantastic effort by Drew. Evil Hunter in third. Apex in fourth. We'll see Rayner in fifth. Green Ace is sixth. Sorry, correct. Savant in sixth. Green Ace in seventh. LH in eighth. Here's our point finishes. Green Ace, fantastic race by Green Ace there to get 7th. Let's have a look. Codemasters goes with correct Savant for driver of the day. To be honest, I think I could give it to Drew. Personally, I think Drew had a better race. Quadruti had a great race himself. Apex, fantastic race. So I definitely consider giving it to our top 3, one of our top 3 drivers. I really do. So 1-2 for the Dams on the sprint race. Absolutely fantastic effort from our drivers today. So as we're going round off the race, so we've got Quadruti in first row in second, Evil Hunter in third, Apex in fourth. We have Drainer in fifth, Correct Savant in sixth, Green Ace in seventh, LH in eighth, Jason Woodhouse in ninth, Ben Cardiff in 10th, Reagan in 11th, Magnus in 12th, DB in 13th, Carter, Cairo, RG and Liam all DNF'd. So that is a fantastic race. I was quite shocked about how many collisions we had earlier on, but the race was fantastically clean. Got to jump into the incidents and have a little look. So we had one collision. We did have a few drivers going off at the back, and we've lost that there. Drew, first double podium. My driver of the both of them will be Drew, being as in a joint effort from both sides. I think Drew got my driver of the day for the second race. Don, you were on with us all the way through. Just drop a comment who you thought your best drivers were for race 1, race 2, because it'll be quite interesting to see where you think. But that is the end of that race. Absolutely fantastic effort from all our drivers. What I'm going to do now is just going to quickly jump onto our jump on to find out where our next race is. And I do apologise, I didn't get a chance to jump onto the championship standings because it was just an outstanding race. And thank you for everybody who's joined us tonight. So our next rounds 13 and 14 are at the owner's home turf, which is Silverstone in Great Britain. So expect Rayner to put in a fantastic lap because he absolutely loves Silverstone. But that was a fantastic race from all our drivers. I really appreciate all the effort. Thank you for all our viewers who joined us, and good night.